I'm Dr. Heather and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about supplements and how to make sure what you're taking is the best thing for your body. Now, since 1994, we have gone from having about 4,000 supplements available to us on the market to between 50 and 80,000 supplements available. That makes it really difficult to make good decisions about what we're taking and how do we know that what we're taking is right. About 80% of American adults are using dietary supplements in some way. So this topic is extremely important. There are four aspects that we need to talk about in order to make sure that we're taking supplements that are going to be good for our body. The first thing that's important is the source of the supplement, because there's quality and safety concerns with the source. Most of us, honestly, probably hop on Amazon to order our supplements and never even thought twice about it. However, there was a study published in 2022 that analyzed 30 different immune boosting supplements that were purchased off of Amazon.com. And what they found was that 17 out of 30 of those products had inaccurate labels on them. That means, for example, you thought you were buying vitamin D and you were getting water pills. 13 out of 30 of those supplements were misbranded. So the brand that you thought you could depend on that was on the label was not what was in the container. And 9 out of 30 of those supplements actually had additional ingredients in them that were not even listed on the label. And in fact, they found that some of those ingredients weren't just fillers, which is bad enough because it affects the potency of what we're taking, but some of those ingredients were actually pharmaceuticals. And many of us who are taking supplements are trying to avoid those pharmaceuticals. On top of that, unlabeled pharmaceuticals can cause reactions in patients that you wouldn't even realize that you're going to be having. Nutritional supplements are a very popular target for fakes for the simple reason that the FDA does not regulate them the same way that they regulate drugs or medications, because supplements are actually considered a food product. So it's easier for people to get in there and deceive you about what you're ordering and what you're actually taking. But this doesn't just happen on Amazon. We have to be careful of any large suppliers that really are just a third-party vendor passing things through. They don't have the protocols in place to examine these things and make sure that we're getting what we purchased. Even the Federal Trade Commission acknowledges the fact that in recent years, there have been many more supplements that have been found to be tainted with pharmaceuticals. So we have to be very careful of that. Reputable companies that are very concerned about the quality of their supplements and honestly their reputation out there have started to do some of their own research. So for example, Now Vitamins ordered a group of vitamins and minerals that they produced off of Amazon.com, and they actually found that there were 11 different counterfeit Now supplements. Pure Encapsulations has found counterfeit supplements. Bausch & Lomb, Fungi Perfecti. So these companies are aware that there's a problem, and we're seeing more and more of the reputable companies choosing not to sell their product on Amazon, and you can actually find that right on the label. The second thing that we need to be aware of is manufacturing processes with the companies that we're purchasing our supplements from. Are there heavy metals in the supplements or PCBs? Microbial contaminants that can get in there if the manufacturing processes aren't clean and careful? Are there pesticides or herbicides because of the source of what they're putting in there? Are there pharmaceuticals? Are there solvents? With probiotics, we have to be careful that the strain that's in the bottle is the strain that is listed on the label, because different strains of probiotics will have different types of health benefits. Some are better for restoring our gut. Some are better for anxiety or depression. So we want to make sure we're taking what we've read on the side of the bottle. With omega-3s, we have to be very careful. A lot of omega-3s out there have excessive amounts of heavy metals or PCBs. Manufacturing processes mean that the omega-3 can be rancid by the time that you get it, or maybe it's not even potent enough. The third aspect of supplement quality that we have to be aware of is how the supplements are distributed. So things like the timing. Are they packaged immediately when they're being made? Is there any moisture content in the area that they can be exposed to, and we start to lose the quality of the supplement? Are the details on the label of the quantity, the quality, the source, all of those things accurate? Have they been stored properly? The temperatures need to be at specific levels to keep your supplements fresh so that when you get them, you're getting the most potency possible. What about transportation? Has the conveyance method been kept clean and free of extra moisture? Are they documenting properly what's gone on with your supplements? The fourth aspect of supplement quality is the testing of the supplements themselves. So the FDA actually does require supplement companies to perform tests on their supplements. However, the company is allowed to develop their own testing protocol, and they are not required to share that information with you or with me. Third-party certification companies do exist, and they will audit and inspect and verify ingredient sourcing, manufacturing standards, distribution channels, and the labeling on all of the products that a company sells. And that's really what we want to look for, because then we know that someone from the outside has gone in and made sure that we're getting what was promised to us. So what are we looking for in a good quality supplement? We need purity and we need potency. How is it that we are going to know that this is what's going on? Well, the first thing that's important is you have to understand how to read the label on your supplements. So if we look at an example of a supplement label, at the top of the label, if it says supplement facts, you know that that supplement has been made for sale and distribution in the United States, and the supplement facts is an FDA standard here. So you'll also see on there the serving size. Serving size is very important because all of the information below is going to be based on however many capsules or tablespoons that they're indicating in that serving size. So if the serving size says 2 capsules, and we look down below and it tells us 2 capsules will give us 500 milligrams of vitamin C. If you want 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, you need to take 4 capsules in order to get that. So this is also based on a 2,000 calorie per day diet, which is on the one hand about average, although many of us probably eat too much more than that, which is why we gain weight. However, if you are physically active and require a higher calorie per day diet, then you're going to need to up that dosage for yourself in order to get what you need for your body. So also, when you take a look at the supplement facts, you'll notice that it will have a percent daily value. So some things do and some things don't have that value. If it's something that they have not determined a daily value on, then they simply just won't put a percentage there. But otherwise, you'll see how much of something is in there and what percent of the daily value it is as well. You'll see also a proprietary blend on some things. Proprietary blend is kind of their secret recipe. So they're not going to tell you how much of those things are in there, but the items that are in that proprietary blend are listed in order of what there is the most of to what there is the least of. You'll also find that many supplements will have amounts that exceed the daily recommended value, and quite often that's because we're not going to absorb 100% of it, and so they make allowances for that as well. Okay, so how about we take a look at a label, a real label, so that you can take a look and see what it looks like. We're going to use a label on something that's very common. We're going to use the Centrum Adult Multivitamin. A lot of people buy their vitamins at Walmart and they will purchase these Centrum vitamins. But I bet many of you have never bothered to look at that label before or read the ingredients list because it never made any sense to you before. Well, now you understand the dosage amount. You understand how to read that. Now let's look at the ingredient list on a bottle of Centrum and see what we're looking at. We're just going to pick out a couple of items that are very common. The first thing that you'll see highlighted is calcium carbonate. Well, on the one hand, yay for calcium. It is a very important mineral that we need in our bodies. Boo for calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is not very easily absorbed by our bodies, so it's not doing what we hope it would do. Have you ever started taking a multivitamin and found that you weren't feeling very good? Well, it could actually be the calcium carbonate that's in there that's causing those side effects. If we take a look at the next ingredient of magnesium oxide can also lead to digestive effects like diarrhea. And in a study in 2011, they actually showed that only 15% of magnesium oxide is absorbed and 85% passes out in the stool, which means, again, it's in there, but it's not getting in us. DL-alpha tocopherol, which is vitamin E, is actually a synthetic form of vitamin E. If you want the natural form of vitamin E, which your body will actually work with and absorb, you need D-alpha tocopherol. So the DL is telling us this is a less active form, so our body, again, is not going to absorb it like we want it to. Also, we can take a look and see that there's cornstarch and modified cornstarch. Is that a dietary supplement? No, that is a filler. So they're adding that in there, and it is decreasing the potency of what's already not very potent. Polyethylene glycol, polyvinyl alcohol. Has anybody ever heard of polyethylene glycol before? That's actually antifreeze. So they use it as a preservative in there. Not many of us would head out to the garage and have a drink of that antifreeze, but without knowing it, we're taking it in our supplements. We also see yellow 6 lake on there. The yellow 6 lake is a food dye, and we have seen a lot of studies come out on the food dyes, but not enough information yet to clarify. However, we know that they cause hypersensitivities, that they are carcinogenic, and overall not a healthy thing. I don't know why we have to color our supplements. We're just taking them anyway, but it's not a healthy thing to have in there. Even though the ingredient list on the label makes it look appealing because there's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of what's in there is fillers, or it's not strong enough to make any effect on your body. Now let's take a look at an example that will help us to understand potency. With potency, dose matters for the best clinical outcomes. So we're going to look at omega-3 fish oils. A lot of us are on omega-3s. We know how good they are to help us with our brain health and our energy levels and joint health. And omega-3s are just a wonderful supplement to take if you have enough. So the first one we're going to look at is this nature-made fish oil. Now, the Journal of the American Heart Association tells us that we need 3 grams a day of fish oil in order to lower blood pressure. The National Institute for Health says we need about 9 grams per day of fish oil in order for it to have its antidepressive effects. That's a lot of fish oil. We have a clinical standard of about 3 grams per day in order for people to have a positive effect from taking their omega-3 fish oils. Well, let's take a look at this nature-made fish oil, and now you know how to read the supplement label on the back. So we're going to look at those supplement facts. What do you see? Look down at the total omega-3 fatty acids. So omega-3s equal how much? 600 milligrams in what serving size? Take a look at the serving size, 2 soft gels. Well, we just talked about the fact that we need about 3 grams a day for them to have any clinical effect, which means we need to take 10 of those supplements every day in order to get enough of those fish oils in our body to have any clinical outcome that would be positive. That means that even though we might have saved money by buying a cheaper brand like the Nature Made, that's actually only a 10-day supply. And I honestly don't know anything about that company. I don't know what their manufacturing processes are or how much PCB or any other heavy metal toxins might be in that fish oil. Let's take a look at a different fish oil. This is Nature's Bounty fish oil. Again, you know how to read your label now, so our serving size is only 1 soft gel. But when we look down below, it tells us we're getting 1,200 milligrams of fish oil, only 360 milligrams of total omega-3 fatty acids. Well, with the serving size they're talking about, we would need to take 9 of these every day, which would mean we've only actually got a 13-day supply of the Nature's Bounty fish oil. Not very cost effective. And honestly, I don't like taking 9 pills a day of anything. And if I'm taking more than just my fish oil, I'm going to have to skip breakfast to get that all down. So now you understand that not all supplements are created equal. And you understand how to read the labels on your supplements to make sure that what you're purchasing is a good quality supplement. Now, the question is, what on earth do we do about the manufacturing and the sourcing and all of those things that, honestly, even as doctors, we just don't have time to do all of that research? Well, we depend on other companies who do. My goal with Dr. Heather's Dispensary is to come alongside you and make healthy living easy. This is why I opened a dispensary through Fullscript, so that I could give you the opportunity to have access to a large breadth of high quality supplements and products at a discount so that you can get them at a lower cost than anywhere else. Fullscript has done all of the work for us. They have vetted the supplements for contaminants, made sure that every brand in their catalog is made from pure ingredients using effective clinical formulas. They have all of the science to back everything that is sold through that catalog, and everything is coming direct from the supplier and the distributor. There's no third party where fake supplements can enter in. This makes it easier for us to shop, knowing that we're getting what we ordered and knowing that there's going to be ingredient purity, knowing that it will have clinically effective potency, and knowing that there's going to be fair prices. I have included the link to Dr. Heather's Dispensary on Fullscript below, and I'm sharing it with you so that one of the biggest and most important areas of our health can be made easier for all of us and more dependable for all of us. When you click on the link, you'll need to create a free account in order to access the Fullscript catalog. When you enter in under My Health, you can look at community plans, and there you'll see some plans that I've created for your convenience of products that are favorites that we use in our home for different things. Just scroll down, you can click on the plan to load it onto your screen or add it to your cart. At the bottom it says load more. Click on load more and you'll see more plans. And in time, as we continue to look at different health topics together, I'll add different things to those plans. So if there's something that you're curious about or would like to see a plan for, add it in the comments. I will definitely take those into consideration as I'm creating new plans on the Fullscript account. I really hope that you have benefited from this workshop and that it will actually help to make healthy living easier for you and more cost effective. When you place an order on Fullscript, your orders are always going to be 10% off and free shipping over $50. If you have something special that a company that you love to purchase from, just look on there and see if they're in the Fullscript catalog. So have some fun looking around and enjoy the freedom and the peace of mind that comes from being able to order supplements that are good quality. Even as doctors, we do not have time or access to all that is required in order to do the testing on every product that we recommend to our patients. So it's nice to have a place to go we can depend on, where I know that if I tell someone take these omega-3s and it's going to help you, that they are potent enough, that they are good quality, so that our patients aren't going to have side effects from those, that people are actually going to notice a difference. And I love that about Fullscript. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because you just never know what kind of content is coming up next.